today is the best way to ship your electronics, either to us, and then we're going to show basically how we ship things back. We tend to use the US Post Office because then they're flat rate shipping boxes, because they're fast, pretty inexpensive, and we found extremely reliable. So that's what we're going to demo today, is how we pack up electronics, and in answer to the question we get frequently, how should I ship you guys the products, this is what we recommend. So what we're going to show here is just kind of the supplies you need to do basic shipping. It's not much, pretty simple, pretty easy. The biggest thing you want to do is, you probably don't have a lot of this stuff at home, so when you get to the US Post Office, again, which is what we recommend, you're going to find a whole set of priority mail boxes. The post office will also have like packing tape as well as bubble wrap, things like that if you want it. So let's take a look here what we need. We've got bubble wrap, obviously we do a lot of shipping, so we've got all these supplies in-house. Some kind of packing tape. And then we usually use two different boxes depending on what we're mailing. A small flat rate box for phones, iPod touches, things like that, smaller devices. This usually costs around $6, and then a couple extra bucks if you want to get tracking on it. And then the medium flat rate box, and there's a couple different medium flat rate boxes. We prefer the ones that are a little higher. There's another one that's real low but longer and wider. We prefer these medium rates that are a little bit higher like this. So with these packing supplies, we're ready to ship a phone, and we're going to show today the shipping out of just an iPod Touch, which very similar to a phone in almost every respect. So one of the things you're going to find out when you get to the post office, they're going to ask you if there's any lithium batteries. Well, all these devices now use lithium batteries. If you can take it out, you should. You should pull it out and keep it at home, and then just send us a phone without the battery. If you're mailing it to us, we have plenty of batteries. Unfortunately, a lot of devices, especially the Apple devices, do not have a removable battery, so it'll still be in there. What we usually recommend is just make sure you shut the device off in that case. The last thing a postman wants to hear is a package beeping at him if for some reason an alarm starts going off or something like that. So basically just make sure your device, whatever it is completely turned off before you start the packing process, and then we'll get it shipped out. So what we're going to do first here with the shipping is we're going to actually protect the phone, even if yours is broken and you're mailing it somewhere, like you don't want to just throw it in a box and let it bang around. So we usually take about 3 feet of bubble wrap for a phone. An iPad is a little bit different, or a bigger device, but for an iPhone, iPod Touch, small device type thing. And what I usually do is we just bend over a little bit here, so there's a little extra padding for the face. We'll do that a couple times. And then we put the device face down onto that nice soft padding, and then we just roll it up. So we're going to use, again, for smartphone, cell phone size things, we like to use a small flat rate priority box from the US Post Office. You will find these at the post office, and they come in this nice flat. The instructions on putting them together are pretty simple. You just bend them along all the seams, and then you bend everything up, this over, and now it's kind of in place. So now we take our bubble wrap device, we set it in there, pull this over, bend our tabs in, turn it up, push down. Now there is a little strip of adhesive here on these, so what we're going to do is we're just going to peel that backing off. And then seal it up. Now at this point, I would generally say you don't want to trust just that little strip. It is pretty decent, but what we like to do is also tape these flaps on the sides as well as an extra tape along this. So we'll take our packing tape, and we'll put a little bit right here, and then bend it over that flap. Really hold it down nice and tight, and then we'll do the same thing for both sides. Just simply tape those tabs down. And there you go, all boxed up, ready to put our shipping address label on it and send it out. So now that we've got it all packaged up, ready to go out, obviously you've got to put an address on it and all that fun stuff, but a few of the little things I'm going to tell you that I think will really make sure your package goes safely. This shipping just on its own costs about $5.50, and it'll be delivered in 2 to 3 days in the vast majority of cases. The one thing I would recommend is always getting signature confirmation. That's about $2.50 extra. And so you're not taking your postage to about $7.50, $8, somewhere in there. But the nice thing about that is for that extra $2.50, you're guaranteed that they have to hand it to someone at the return spot. They sign for it, and there's a record of that. So it's just a much safer way we found doing that. We've shipped thousands of packages this way, and I think in the mail we've maybe lost 1 or 2 devices total. So that brings us to the very last thing. Should you get insurance? It's up to you. It definitely is something for your peace of mind. If you're going to worry about it, get the insurance. But otherwise, as I said, we've shipped thousands of packages and maybe lost 2 or 3. Once we started adding the signature confirmation, it's very safe, very secure, very easy to track. So that is how you go about shipping your electronics.